We'll see if we can get a cheese pull. That is a good cheese pull. Okay, let's get right into making the mozzarella sticks. I have a really good used sheet pan to put them on because we're gonna need to go in the freezer. I have 2 plates for breading stations. I have a bowl for the eggs, breadcrumbs, flour, eggs, string cheese, and then I'm going to be using basil, garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, rosemary, and thyme. And I'm using gloves. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my gloves put on. Now I'm going to crack my eggs. Oh, I forgot to say, I also have milk. I'm going to do 2 eggs. That should be enough. We shall see. But I do believe that 2 eggs will be enough. If not, then I can crack more if I need them. And I'm going to pour a little bit of milk into my eggs. Probably less than 1/4 cup is what I poured in there. I'm going to set that aside for a minute. Now to the flour, I'm not going to do anything but just pour some of it into this plate because we're only using the flour to have something to get the egg to stick to on the mozzarella sticks. And then I'm going to set this aside. I do have Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, but I just want to add a little bit more seasoning to them. So I'm going to go in with my onion powder. And you can season this with whatever you want to. Go with what you like. This is just what I like and what I know my family likes. So it was onion powder, garlic powder, basil, oregano, my rosemary. I'm going to pour into my hand because as you can see, it's more of a bigger chunks and I want to break them up some. And I'm going to do just a little bit more. Okay, and then my thyme. Then I'm going to take my fork and fork all of that together. Get all the seasonings mixed around really good. You don't want a big glob of seasoning on one breadstick versus another. We want to try and mix that as good as we can. And that is good. And now I'm going to fork my eggs together. That is good. And I'm just going to sit my fork over here to the side just in case I have to mix up more eggs. And to set up my station, I'm going to go flour, egg, breadcrumb, pan that they're going on. So flour, egg, breadcrumb, pan that they're going on. And the string cheese is over here. All right, to open your string cheese a little easier without having to go one by one, take a pack of them. This would probably be a little easier without my gloves on, but I forgot I had to open these. Get the first one started. So I got the first one started, and then just pull straight across. Like that. And then just pull all 4 of them open. Okay, now we're going to go flour. Turn it back so you can see. We're going to go flour, egg, breadcrumbs. Making sure to keep a dry and a wet hand. And then I'm going to coat it one more time, so I'm going to go back into the egg. And then back into my breadcrumbs. And that is how it looks after it's all coated. So let me do one more to show you. Flour, egg, let it drip off as much as it can into the breadcrumbs. Back into the egg. Again, letting it drip off, and then back into the breadcrumbs. And there is number 2. All right, now I'm just gonna get all of these breaded, and then I will be back. After they are all breaded, this is what they look like. And I'm going to pop these in the freezer for at least an hour before we fry them up. Okay, with the mozzarella sticks, my daughter wants spaghetti squash with meatballs and sauce, of course. So I'm going to show you how to prep this and how I make my meatballs. This is, other people may make theirs different. This is me showing you how I do mine. Okay, I'm going to, first I'm going to cut this stem off since it does have a stem on it. And I hate cutting spaghetti squash. This stuff is so hard to cut. I may cut the stem off. Almost. There we go. Stem is off. Okay, I'm gonna stand it up. Let me take a sticker off. Maybe. All right, stand it up. I'm gonna try and cut it evenly in half. Once again, I hate cutting spaghetti squash. There we go. Already cracked a little bit. I'm struggling. This is the hardest thing ever to cut in half. It's not gonna work, and I got my knife stuck. Here we go. There we go. I cracked it, so now maybe I can split it in half. There we go. Now I've got to take all the seeds out of it. And I'm just going to take a spoon and do it like this to scrape them all out. Just like that. Now I'm going to take some oil and drizzle over it. And I'm going to use my hands to rub that in. Like that. Take off a glove. Now I'm going to put some pepper. Maybe. Is this one empty? That one's empty. And some salt. Then I'm going to flip them over like this, just like that. Take a fork and just kind of poke holes into the outside of it. That's not going to work. That's good. As it softens up some in the oven, I'll poke more holes in it. But that's good. This is going to bake in the oven. I'm going to do it at 425 for probably about an hour until it's done. Moving on to our meatballs. I have my hamburger meat in here. I think this is 80-20. I can't really remember. Okay, I'm going to take some of the breadcrumbs from the mozzarella sticks and add in there. That way I'm not wasting much. And I'm going to do the same thing with my egg mixture from my mozzarella sticks and add in there. That way, again, like I said, I'm not wasting. You don't have to do yours this way. This is just how I'm doing mine. And then I'm going to get in there with my hands, mix it all together. Make sure everything is well combined. Well combined. Might add just a few more of these breadcrumbs. And I am going to add just a little extra seasoning. All the same seasonings that I had in the breadcrumbs. Then I'm going to mix this together just a little bit more. Just to get all that extra stuff that I added mixed in. And then I'm going to form my meatballs. Let me do this. I'm going to grab all that it's going to make first to make sure I get an even amount. Not an even amount, but make sure the size of the balls are as even as I can get them. I'm going to take my gloves off and moisten my hands so I can roll these out a little bit easier. And I'm just kind of curving my curving my hands and rolling them between the palms of my hands. And what I'm making is going to feed 3 people. Minus the spaghetti squash. My husband doesn't like spaghetti squash, so he will be having ravioli. And there's my meatballs, ready to be fried up. We had an incident with the mozzarella sticks.
What happened?
I opened them up, went to go to the bathroom for a minute, come back.
Did you get them in trouble?
Yeah, I got them in trouble.
So then there's nothing then?
You're going to be sad if there's none.
Yes. What, are we just going to eat squash for dinner then?
Okay, now we're going to start frying up our meatballs. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in my pan. Turn it on to about medium. And I'm going to let this heat up. I'm going to start dropping my meatballs into the pan. And yes, I'm using canned sauce. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and dump it into my pot right here. I put just the tiniest bit of water into the jar so I can get all of the sauce out. When these come out of here, they're going to go straight into the sauce. I'm trying to multitask while I'm cooking. So I'm like folding laundry, washing up dishes, cooking. Give those a quick little flippy flip. I had some sitting along the edge where there wasn't any oil, so they were trying to stick. So that's why I got the spatula out to move them. I'm going to pull them now and set them on this wire rack that I have back here, just to let them drain a little bit before I put them into my sauce. That one a minute longer. And that is how the meatballs look. Like I said, they're not the prettiest, but they work. I have my oil for my mozzarella sticks heating up in my cast iron. I'm going to use a wooden spoon and stick it directly in the center of the pan to see if it's ready yet. It's making no bubbles, so it is not ready yet. It's been heating up for probably about 5 minutes, so it probably just needs a few more minutes. And you can see how soft these are. These are done. I have a plate here with some paper towels on it that the mozzarella sticks are going to go onto, and I'm not going to pull those out of the freezer until this oil is ready. And this is how our spaghetti squash looks. While the oil's heating up, let me show you what we're going to do with this spaghetti squash. I'm putting on my gloves so I can handle it just a little bit easier because it is pretty hot. You're just going to take a fork and scrape it like that, and that's all we're going to do is just scrape it. Just like that. And it is quite warm. Now I've got bubbles. Mozzarella sticks are going in, and then it will be done. Are you wasting away yet? Are you starving? Huh? In the sauce. I'm sorry, I did not know.
Is there sauce that like doesn't have a meatball sauce?
No, but you can get sauce out without the meatballs. You wanted meatballs. And you wanted homemade meatballs.
Not in salsa.
Lick the sauce off.
So not in the sauce though.
Lick the sauce off.
What's on it?
As soon as these mozzarella sticks are done.
No, you can turn your oil off.
It's hot, so it's
Yeah. Not that hot yet. I want to be like, my pan can never be past medium heat.
It's up past medium.
Yeah, but you said you don't need to go any more before you put it up past medium.
First batch of mozzarella sticks. That's how they're looking. Okay, let's give everything a taste. Here is my spaghetti squash and meatball. A bite of everything together. The meatballs are really good. Sauce. Really good. So that's the end. I'm gonna go eat now. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, then give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see everybody in the next video. Until then, have a wonderful evening or day, whatever time it is where you're at. Bye.